Hello folks. Recently I posted a comment to a video uploaded by YouTuber NuclearNight called Takumog Vlogs. My comment was not so much concerned directly with her exchange with this other YouTuber. Rather, my comment was really directed at a reoccurring theme I've noticed in her videos. Specifically, the shock and surprise that she often expresses towards the largely negative reaction her anti-porn crusade has generated. In the comments for said video, I wrote, quote, "You're confused why people don't like being called participants in exploitation and pseudo-rape? This is reminiscent of the persecution complex Christians have, wondering why the world hated them so after they just got done telling everyone they were hell-bound sinners and that their own religions are demon-craft. Now, both of you may be right, doubtful, but until that is demonstrated for people, don't expect much love to come back your way through all of the finger-pointing. Human nature." End quote. Well, this relatively tame comment was greeted with the following response from NuclearNight, quote, "Oh my, you are so blocked." End quote. Well, as the viewer will see, nowhere did I use profanity, make threats, or in any other way behave in an abusive manner. Nor have I ever done this in any previous comments that I've made on videos that NuclearNight has put up. Had I done any of those things, it would be idiotic for me to be making this video. Rather, I simply made a qualified, if unflattering, comparison between her seeming surprise and dismay and that of fundamentalist religionists, specifically those of the Christian variety, who seem shocked that their own highly negative appraisals of their unbelieving neighbors are met with something other than a big wet kiss. Really, even if NuclearNight were correct, or the Christians for that matter, it wouldn't remove the validity of my remark. People bringing unwelcome messages that happen to also be true tend to get a bum rap as well. Really, it is the great irony that radical feminist women seem to so regularly fulfill the most cliched stereotypes about irrational, sulky, thin-skinned women who don't have the right stuff to engage in intellectual debate because they have no strength to endure criticism. I believe it is also no coincidence that so many radical feminist women are authoritarian pseudo-socialists of one form or another. The implicit paternalism of such political theorems is hard to miss. Indeed, were I a Freudian, I would be hard-pressed not to perceive a cry for daddy in all of this, no less obvious than that expressed in overtly authoritarian and paternalistic religion. This isn't to say that I should have been especially surprised at becoming yet another subject of NuclearNight's slanty censorship practices. After all, at least as of the afternoon of Tuesday, February 9th, 2010, NuclearNight's channel description in the About Me section said, amongst other things, quote, "If you were looking for objectivity, go somewhere else. This is my truth." End quote. Were a true blue misogynist authoring dialogue for some cliched, fickle female characters, I don't think he could have done much better than this blatant admission of complete disrespect for facts and coherence. Long story short, this isn't a person confident enough in their ideas to allow them to be challenged. Oh, by the way, it would seem with regard to the whole pornography issue itself, NuclearNight in fact has her own unique definition of pornography. Whereas my dictionary says that pornography is, quote, "sexually explicit pictures, writing, or other material whose primary purpose is to cause sexual arousal," NuclearNight seems to have her own take on this, opining, quote, "What I define as pornography is that erotica which has degradation and lack of respect for people involved as part of its content." End quote. Long story short, she's an authority on what you ought to like, whether you're male or female. Amazing as it is, for all the mercenary enlistment of hard luck cases, strained bad reasoning, unreliable studies, etc., this right here could really be the explanation to all of this. A person's personal preferences and experience being turned into a dogma for everybody. But then again, why should we even really care?